In 2000, we had 11 different winners in the 12 races. In 2001, we had 10 different winners in 12 races. In 2002, we had 9 different winners in 12 races. In 2003, we had 11 different winners in the first 12 races. You see how I sound like a broken record? Yeah, because almost every season opened up with at least the first 5 through 8 races with multiple different winners. And a lot of these winners in those seasons would go on to do nothing of the rest of the said season. Ward Burton in 02, Ricky Craven in 03, Elliott Sadler in 2001. Now what is the point here, Winston? Why do you care so much? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. In 2014, when NASCAR made the knockout round playoff format, they also introduced the winner in format. When race, no matter how terribly you truly are, you get a free playoff spot to battle for a championship. How does that sound? Let's take a look at the first season this was actually introduced, 2014, shall we? In the 18th race of the year, Eric Almirola won a rain-delayed race at Daytona. Now let's say, for instance, Eric Almirola won this race in the early 2000s. Probably take a speedway win away from Earnhardt, but you still sucked. You don't have a shot at a championship like Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart. Yeah, it's cool you won, but that doesn't prove winning a single race prove how well you actually ran in the season. Okay, let's look at the very next season, 2015. In this season, Kyle Busch got hurt in Speed Weeks of 2015 in the Xfinity race, breaking his leg. Yeah, we all know the story, but Kyle didn't come back until the 12th race of the year and missed valuable points on drivers like Jimmy Johnson and Brad Keselowski, etc. Well, of course, NASCAR gave him a waiver. And what does the winning season do? Give a guy who missed 11 full races a chance at a championship. A guy who's been there all year long. Well, I'm done reading the 2015 script. What happened in 2016? Yes, race 21 of 36 took place at Pocono Raceway. Wait, it was a rain? Yeah, the race was fog shortened. The guy who went on to win this race typically ran at that time at least 17th through 28th almost every week. And he got an easy win and got a chance to battle for a championship. A freaking championship. So did anything happen in 2017, Winston? Yes, indeed something did happen in 2017. Austin Dillon won a fuel mileage race in the said longest race of the season, the Coca-Cola 600. Wow, I wonder what he does.
It would have came down between me
and of course, Austin Dillon did not make it past the first round. He got eliminated in the first round at Dover. He took a playoff spot away from Joey Logano, who would have really contended in the playoffs. No matter how much I hate Joey Logano, I would know this was true. Joey's a really good playoff driver. This was just basically bogus. Okay, Winston, what about the year 2018? Did anybody else get screwed up in the playoffs?
Dillon, where will he go?
Gonna get there.
Oh, into Almirola. Around he goes.
Good grief.
Really, nigga?
Checkered flag tonight. Austin.
Wow, I really wonder what Austin Dillon does to perform in the playoffs.
He has hit the wall again. Austin Dillon slamming the wall as he came out of 17.
And that right front tire is not rolling. This is heavy damage for the 3-car. The track stays under a green flag condition.
More than likely, this is it. This is the end of his hopes of making the playoffs. You just heard we're done.
Well, that tells me Denny Hamlin in a must-win, the 20 in a must-win, the 3 of Austin Dillon currently well below the cut line. Man, there's a bunch of guys racing to make the playoffs. Currently the 88.
Okay, Winston, but what about 2019? Anything happen there? July of that year, we saw the Daytona Summer Race, the last chance for a lot of guys like Stenhouse and others to win at a speedway to lock themselves in the playoffs. Oh no, please no.
And as the racing continues, Austin Dillon.
That's going to be a big one.
So who ended up winning this race, Winston? Who was it?
Come down pit road, get service.
So Justin Haley on our scoring monitor, and we're seeing a little bit of lightning there outside the track still, and of course the dark weather, but Justin Haley showed as the race leader, and he was a runner-up in the Xfinity Series race on Friday night.
With the rain coming and NASCAR just calling the race because it was well over halfway, Justin Haley, a Xfinity Series driver, won the race. Well, in one of his first starts, the rookie in a terrible car. Wait a minute, Winston. Who even is Justin Haley? Well, in the season before, in 2018, Justin Haley got called for this very move that cost him a win. He wasn't even over the line. He was much less on the line, and he didn't win the race. And 2 days before, he finished second in a heartbreaking loss to Josh Chastain. Because Justin Haley wasn't full-time, he didn't make the playoffs. So what about 2020, Winston? I mean, we just saw it last year that, well, it was a guy who wasn't even contending for a playoff spot. Well, not make the playoffs but won a race. What do we do this year, Winston? Does anything happen this year? Race 26 of 36 was the cutoff race for the playoffs. Well, before the playoffs at Daytona. There was a playoff picture with some guys trying to make it, like Jimmy Johnson in his final season, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, and Matt Benedetto, all trying to make it in to the NASCAR playoffs. The race was pretty clean up until the last final stages when a wreck with, a huge one with Eric Jones, another guy trying to make the playoffs, went around, huge wreck. But funny part is, all three of the drivers battling to make the playoffs, William Byron, Matt Benedetto, and Jimmy Johnson, all missed the wreck and came out 1, 2, 3. With 2 laps to go, all hell started breaking loose. A lot of people was up there until, well...
Now the 22 goes around.
Hold the brake.
Oh, 20's going to come out now. Big wreck behind him. Bubba Wallace got through. Tyler Reddick hard hit. Jimmy Johnson caught up in the 48.
Yeah, big damage on Jimmy's car.
You're here. There's nothing I fear, and I know that my heart will go on.
With Jimmy Johnson out the race to put William Byron in the catbird seat to get in. Same thing with Matt Benedetto. After a long and hard-fought season, William Byron finally made the playoffs. I wonder what he does in the playoffs.
A few moments later.
Tonight's race, William Byron was 3 points below the cut line and now involved in an accident. He was running 10th. This could be it for William Byron. Look at this, the steam rolling out from underneath the hood. A lot of damage to the front. Marty.
And Rick, they're done. They're done for the night. It got the radiator. William Byron also said, I have no oil pressure.
All right, so what about 2021? Surely we won't have any more winners, right?
But isn't it something? There's just something about these super speedways where certain guys just have a certain knack for it, an ability to plow today from the beginning.
Gotta love a first-time winner. Never forget that one. The East Series, the Truck Series, Xfinity, checkered flag. William Byron wins it as Kyle Larson wins Las Vegas. Career win in the NASCAR Cup Series, Truex wins Phoenix. And that ties it. Ryan Blaney wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. Stenhouse sends it in, but Logano is going to win the dirt race at Bristol. Final corner of 400 laps. Alex Bowman steals one in Richmond. Wide comes McDowell, and Brad Keselowski wins Talladega. For the first time this year, Kyle Busch goes to victory lane. He wins the Bushy McBusch race.
In the first 11 races, we got 10 different winners. The only really guy to win was Martin Truex Jr. Coming to the regular season cutoff race, we already had 14 different winners in the season. That only left 2 spots open. Now, this did not end bad, as Ryan Blaney the week before and the Atlanta winner won the race to go on and get his 3rd win of the season. we end up only having, well, going to the playoffs, 14 different winners. It didn't get a massive overload it looked at that much. But this right here became the beginning of the end. Is that it, Winston? I mean, we done went through almost every year since 2014. What, like, is that it? That's just it, right? There's no more. Nothing get worse, right? Oh no, baby. Oh no. Let's take a look at this 2022 season. With a new car, new tracks, new drivers, this was going into a very unpredictable season. And well, it went something like this.
Comes with 200 winner in the line. Wins it as pusher.
By this point in the season, we have had 14 different winners, only leaving, well, 2 spots available for the playoffs, with 4 races to go until the playoffs start. A huge detail I forgot to mention was that Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Blaney were the most consistent drivers of the year up to that point. With the chase format, they would have easily made it into the chase, especially into top 5. But every week with new winners here and there, the two kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Entering race 23 of the year, it looked like they could get in. But after a long 65 race winless streak, Kevin Harvick snapped it by winning at Michigan. Wait, looking at the playoff picture, Kevin Harvick, who hasn't really been the best all season, gets a playoff spot. This means Martin's out? Okay, so with 3 races left into the playoffs, Martin is currently 19 points below the cutoff line, having to fight Ryan Blaney for the last guy in. Well, there is a little sliver of hope. A few weeks back, Kurt Busch got injured in a qualifying session and was dismissed for the playoffs. Well, because, he can't compete because of a concussion he suffered from the wreck. This doesn't sound good, but it helps Martin out a lot right now. With 2 of the last 3 regular season races being won by drivers who've already won consistent, Kevin Harvick and Kyle Larson, Martin came in looking pretty hopeful, as he's still the last man in because of Kurt Busch's injury. On a Sunday morning after a rainy weekend, Kyle Larson led them off for the green flag.
For the final race of the regular season champion already decided. It's the guy who's driving the number 9 on the outside of row 1. But how will he do in this one? He's won the most races. Green flag underway.
Late in stage 1, Ryan Blaney gets caught up in a wreck. And currently right now, it is looking really well for Martin Truex Jr. being in, because right now Ryan Blaney is out. Well, up until...
All them get rid of that Ford of Mike McDowell, the 2.
Here's the big wreck right
Middle
here. The
wreck in here. Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
The 19.
Stay where you are.
Let's see if 19 gets any big damage right here so far. Doesn't look like any big hits. Oh, the right front.
Yeah, the right front fender torn off. And so the caution comes out with 59 laps to go. Martin Truex Jr. had fought to within 10 points of Ryan Blaney, who was involved in an accident earlier in the race.
At this point, it looks like both could be in critical condition of not even making the playoffs. The two that were battling. With only a few laps to go and rain is in the area, drivers like Justin Haley and Eric Almirola are trying to get a win just to see if, rain is coming their way. But like always, the big one strikes at the wrong moment.
With the into the wall they go. The 11 now also caught up in it. The whole Haley. The 3 of Austin Dillon squeezes through. He is in front. And look at virtually the only car to clear it.
And the only guy that didn't get caught up in this wreck was another dude we've done mentioned about 400 times in this video, Austin Dillon. With rain coming down, NASCAR was skeptical on calling it. After about an hour of rain, NASCAR decided to go back green with only about 20 laps to go, which is pretty much meaningless because this only put Blaney out by 2 points. It put Truex in by 2 points. Just like that, Austin Dillon won a race with a full
Daytona with 8 competitive cars on the track. Keep in mind, the dude who needs to make the playoffs, Mark Truex Jr., is half. Cody Ware finished 4th in that race.
Is that the rant, Winston? Is it because Martin didn't make the playoffs? I mean, yeah, one of the most competitive cars all year missed the playoffs, but is that the rant? No, not at all. Take a look at this playoff picture. Okay, yeah, Chase Elliott. Nothing wrong with that. 4 wins this season. I ain't complaining. Ross Chastain, he's been up front all year. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, they've been pretty good. Same thing with Ryan Blaney. But Austin Cindric, the rookie? That's a little weird. Daniel Suarez, he ran mid-pack most of the year. What? And with that, we begin the most boring championship fights in NASCAR Cup Series history. After a long 10-race playoffs, we finally crown a champion. Yeah, it was very controversial too. Like, holy smokes. Like, you look at this. Look at this, bro. So who won this championship in a parity-filled season? I mean, it's got to be Chase Elliott, right? He won 5 races and probably was one of the most dominant drivers majority of the season. How about Ross Chastain? You know, he's been up there all year. No, not even them two. Wait, what about Christopher Bell? I mean, he's really shown up in the playoffs. He wasn't there in this season, but the playoffs he's been pretty good. No, not even him either. Who was it? Who won it all in this season? Joey Logano. Yes, Joey Logano. Wait, what's wrong with you, Winston? Well, let's take a look back at the stats. They don't lie. Good God, only 11 top 5s, 17 top 10s, and look, only 784 laps led. Okay, what's the big deal? Look at Elliott's stats. 12 top 5s, 20 top 10s, over 100 more laps than Logano. What gives? We all know Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain had the best seasons all year, and a guy who only won 3 races up to that point because of wrecking a track with little or no passing, and had the best running car at the end. So how do we fix this? Take away the win and you're in. If I'm being honest, I like the playoffs a lot, and I feel like people blame the playoff system. It's not the playoff system. It is literally this. The playoffs worked really well with the chase format, so bring back the chase format. Consistency should still be key. Winning in the playoffs, maybe, yeah, sure, we might keep that as a key feature, but I feel like the best way you do this is take away the winner in. You take out drivers like Byron. You take out drivers like Briscoe. You take drivers like Cindric out of these playoffs, and it makes it really competitive with guys like Kevin Harvick, Truex, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch. Get legitimate Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain. If you want to keep a playoff format, bring back the chase format. Do not bring back the win and you're in. But we all know NASCAR is going to keep this format up until some Hendrick car like William Byron fails to make the playoffs and we get some guy like Cody Ware in there for them to do anything to the rules. I will keep complaining about this until NASCAR changes anything. Anyway, did you guys like the video? If you will, please leave a like, subscribe for more. I really made and worked hard on this video before the season. Sorry it came out so late. I was planning on President's Day, but had to be pushed back for a few days later. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you will, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and until next time, have a good one.